If I'm worried about what everybody's saying, I can't clutter it. I just have a sign on my wall upstairs that says, "Coach your team." And that's my job, coach your team.
No, Coach, that's our job, to coach your team, and it's kind of your job, too, if you'll be honest about it. Hey, welcome to the Red and Blue Review. This gathering of second-guessers is what we do best, and leading the charge on Planet Blue is this guy, Daryl Bird of the Cat's Paws.
With a take on Planet Red, I didn't think we're not allowed to talk about teams that aren't ranked in the top 25, are we? I have nothing, sorry.
Ouch. And on this side of the world is Howie Lindsay with the Louisville Sports Report.
Memo to UK, you've got a U.S. All-American on your team right there in the low post. He's ready to take your passes whenever you're ready to pass it to him. Give the ball to Anthony Davis once in a while.
We've got a lot of that to talk about, including the #1 team in the land, the new #1 team in the land in our lightning round. Well, as we all know, Kentucky wants to be the #1 team in America before the NCAA tournament starts and when it ends, but right now they've got it here in the middle of the season, and they inherited it from Syracuse.
I was trying to get a hold of Jim Boeheim. I was so mad at him. It's just an added thing. You don't know until they're in there doing it, you know, but you're hoping that we've pegged the kids that we think can deal with all this. All these guys, badge of honor. It's not a burden. It's badge of honor. Let's go play.
Badge of honor has always been Calipari's take on being #1. They were ranked #1 very briefly in his first year, and he used the exact same phrase. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it if you want to. It's fine. No, it doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't get you the #1 seeding for the tournament. Won't hang a banner for sure. But if you've got it, enjoy it and do the best you can. They actually, so far so good. They went to Georgia and won the game. You remember in Cal's first year they got that ranking and then went to Carolina and lost. They had it earlier this year. Went to Indiana and lost. So far so good on being able to kind of push through that one wall and actually win a game and defend that #1 ranking.
Yeah, one key part about, though, being ranked #1 for Kentucky is they want to make sure they get the best option for them for the NCAA tournament sites, which would include the Yum Center here.
Oh, absolutely. Cal will kind of say, well, #1's not that big a deal. It doesn't matter. If you're #1 in the poll, your #1 overall #1 seed is going to come with it. Yeah, you're playing in Louisville, so he won't admit it, but it's there. Sure.
Who's hot for the University of Louisville is Peyton Siva. Howie, I think that's the first time this year?
Woo, first time.
First time this year. Peyton Siva is who's hot for the University of Louisville. You know, he's been struggling. Had a really good game against Pitt, or at least a good second half. And then against Nova, probably his best game of the season. 16 points, 5 assists, and only 1 turnover.
He was doing it. You know, I was getting a little upset at him because he's been working about 2 hours extra on his shot. And he was trying to throw the ball really high up in the air. And I said, just shoot the ball normal. But I was really happy with the fact that he was trying to get his mid-range shot up. He's been shooting the ball great in practice, really working on his mid-range game. And he got the fruits of the labor today.
Wow, what a relief to see Peyton Siva coming out and hitting jump shots. I mean, within the first 15 seconds, he hit a big jump shot like that, and it just, you could feel the crowd go, oh, that's what we were waiting to see from this guy. You know, those 16-footers, those 17-foot jump shots, they changed the game for Louisville, because now you can't just stand 5 to 6 feet away from Peyton Siva and say, okay, try to drive on me. If he can hit a jump shot every now and then, it changes all of Louisville's offense, not just his.
What's not hot at the University of Kentucky is maybe too much buzz over being #1, because after all, it is Kentucky, and after all, that's what their fans and their coaches and honestly the players expect out of this basketball team. Grabbing the nation's #1 ranking is nice, but it really doesn't change anything, including expectations.
The only thing that's different because we're here, it wasn't a big deal. Like last night, you know, or when they lost, I didn't feel anything like, you know, like, okay, the media is going to converge. Look at you. You're here whether we're, you know. So it's a different deal here, I think. Or whether we're 1 or 2 or 10, I mean, that's what it is to play here.
He's absolutely right. He's trotted out the phrase, everybody's Super Bowl, so long, we're numb to it at this point. But you go to Georgia, first sellout of the year, and had Georgia won, they would have stormed the court. There's no doubt about it. So it's a little extra for the opponents, which if you want to take a big picture look, that's probably good for you. Yeah, everybody's fired up to play Kentucky. How about add a little extra, make the opponents play a little harder against you, and toughen you up even more, which has been Calipari's big complaint. They're not tough enough. How about stick that #1 ranking on you and let you go fight through that as well? That'll toughen you up pretty quick.
One of the things that's been kind of a beatdown against the Louisville team for at least part of this basketball season is they've had too much Russ, too much of him trying to score the basketball to distribute it to everyone else. Well, that was certainly not a problem against Nova. The Cards had 5 players score in double figures, but Russ Smith was not among them.
Well, having 5 guys in double figures, I mean, it makes it easier for everybody. So we don't have one guy, you know, scoring 30, and the rest of the guys have 2. I mean, so it's like everybody's contributing, everybody's rebounding, and everybody's, you know, just playing their role to win a basketball game.
Peyton, what's the key of this team having such a balanced approach tonight? 5 guys in double figures, and one of them wasn't Russ Smith.
I think everybody just came out and just played hard. I mean, you know, everybody just played with a lot of confidence, and everybody, you know, was really stepped up. You know, Russ is a prolific scorer. Everybody can see. And
I mean, it's nice when you have 30, but you're probably going to win when you got 6 guys in double figures.
Definitely. That everybody scoring, everybody's in the flow of the game, everybody's attentive, and it's just fun. Everybody's in a good mood. Kyle's double digits, Peyton's hitting, Chris is hitting, Gorky's hitting, Shane's hitting, and I can turn it up any given possession. So it's definitely great to have those kind of players.
Is that how they recharge Russ Smith? That little cable? That's how they recharge him?
Yeah, definitely. They plug him in after every game. He is like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going. But, you know, with Russ Smith, if he can keep that attitude of it doesn't matter how many I score. Now, the question is, can he keep that attitude? Because he can be a fantastic player coming in and giving Louisville energy, that kind of thing. But he's got to keep that kind of attitude. It was interesting, too, in that collection of clips, Chris Smith saying it's not good for one guy to have 30 and everybody else to have 2. Where did he get those numbers?
Yeah, that Kentucky
did that happen in a game before? I think it did happen in a game before.
And there was you could hear in the way Chris said that's still a little bit raw to those guys.
I think
isn't
so.
it?
Yeah. Somebody scored 30. Now he didn't say 32, 36.
Yeah.
He said 30. And everybody else has got 2. Interesting.
The buzz at the University of Kentucky still kind of following this refrain we've had about Kentucky's #1 ranking. Cal tries to go get the best players in America, but the fact of the matter is, even some of the best players can't survive in the bubble that is UK basketball.
Well, normally they'll let you know. They'll say, I'm not interested. Because you'll paint the picture. And I've had kids that I've really wanted, and kids that I weren't sure of, but that kid convinced me that I can do this, and the other kid was shaky. Like, even though I thought he was right, but they know. The kids know. And the kids that, in most cases, they don't want to put themselves in a position of being exposed. They won't come.
It's an interesting thing. As part of the recruiting process, you do have to gauge, and any coach has to gauge the personality of a kid, the maturity of a kid. Can you handle what's coming? Because you don't have a clue until you get to Kentucky what it is to be at Kentucky. That's just part of it. You can't warn them ahead of time, so you have to do your best in the recruiting process to kind of measure their maturity level, and can they handle it, and how will they mature and grow into this. And it's an interesting, fascinating aspect side to the whole process of being at Kentucky.
Yeah, one of the things that, if you watch our sound bites on the show, you'll occasionally see a player at Kentucky kind of, as he's answering a question, glance off. And what he's doing, there's a clock in the post-game interview area. The players know how long they're going to have to deal with the media, and they are counting down the time until that final question comes, and they can get out of that, very difficult media spotlight that we throw on them. Well, the buzz at the University of Louisville, I don't think I've ever heard this. Jay Wright paid the Cardinal players a compliment. He called the Cardinals a pretty basketball team.
And when you're watching them at one end and us at the other end, we're not as pretty as them. They're really good offensively, sharing the ball, really good.
Coach Wright said that you guys are a pretty basketball team. What do you think about that?
He knows best. That's Coach Jay Wright. I mean, you can't go on what he says. I mean, if he says anything, then it's probably right.
And thank you, Coach Wright, for telling us that. Okay, we really hear it, but yeah, thank you.
He's just going by the old Muhammad Ali. You know, I'm pretty, I'm good looking. You can't touch me. I don't have a spot on me. No, if anybody knows pretty, it's Jay Wright, man. That's one good looking dude. But he is. I tell you, he's exactly right about this, because when Louisville gets going and they pass everything, and you know everything's moving and they've got good shots being taken, all that kind of thing, they are pretty. They can be pretty. Earlier this year, They were ugly. They were so ugly. You know, the offense would stall for 8 minutes at a time. That's ugly basketball. Last night, with Villanova, that was pretty basketball.
It was. They scored a bunch of points. It was fun to watch. I can't stand these 47-point games, 57-point games. Give me 84 every time you throw it up
Absolutely.
there. Daryl, we've got something from you from our Red and Blue Crew Facebook fan poll. Justin Morse has this question for you. He said, hey, Daryl, should UK fans start thinking about buying those tickets for the tourney at the Yum Center?
I told all my friends in October, go buy those tickets at the Yum Center. They went on sale in mid-October. I said, I can't guarantee it. Odds are awfully good. They're going to end up there, so go get them now. A lot of people did. I'm surprised there'll be any tickets left. So yes, I mean, you can't hold it to me, but absolutely, if you think they're going to be there, I would take it.
All right, and one of the things these guys are going to be participating in is our Red and Blue Plunge Challenge to benefit Special Olympics of Kentucky. Their big day is February 18th in Lexington. Howie, you're going to be freezing for a reason for Special Olympics.
And I need Louisville fans to help me out here. Go to that page, click on the red and blue Polar Plunge icon, and donate to the Louisville cause. The more we donate is the harder I get to push Daryl Bird into the water.
Actually, please go to soky.org.
Yes.
That is from the ancient Greek, meaning let's drown Howie. Let's drown him in the water, absolutely.
Well, still coming up on the Red and Blue Review, we'll tell you about one Wildcat in the Commonwealth who hopes Kentucky loses. We'll talk about that after Daryl tells us about the Cat's Paws website.
I do appreciate it, sir. If you were ever going to try out catspaws.com, 2 reasons to do it right now. 1, 30 days free. Can't beat that. 1 month free, and that 1 month is going to encompass the most popular time of the year, which is National Football Signing Day, coming up February 1st, so you can register for 30 days free. You can check out all the stories you write about the basketball team, the Calipari press conferences, all the analysis of the games, and then signing day on February 1st is just a whirlwind. It's a lot of fun to be on the web all day interacting with UK fans as the signing list comes in and becomes, the football team of the future.
Allstate Ford, 7-time recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Customer Satisfaction, with 13 Ford certified service technicians and a best-in-class parts department. Business or personal, we are the truck experts. Allstate Ford, on the Waterson at Poplar Level Road.
I am not going in there.
I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Daryl can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Gupton, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky.
Card fans, wouldn't you love to see Daryl in his Kentucky blue bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to soky.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and then enjoy watching Daryl getting his at the polar plunge.
I'm Teresa Bachman with the exciting new force in the midsize car market. The new Passat has arrived at Bachman Volkswagen. It's a new force in safety, premium features, and fuel economy, and it's exclusively for everyone at Bachman Volkswagen. The redesigned Passat is premium without a premium price. They're in stock at Bachman Volkswagen, your #1 Volkswagen dealer. The force is strong with this one.
Bachman makes a difference.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford, on the Waterson at Poplar Level Road.
What Makes a Champion brought to you by the Ali Center, and Jeannie Conkey says one of the champ's core values is confidence.
Muhammad Ali once said, "I've never let anyone talk me out of believing in myself." And he didn't. What makes a champion? Confidence. Come learn more at the Ali Center.
Peyton Siva has confidence, lots of it, and he managed to use that confidence, I think, to kind of help him grind away when he was struggling, when it seemed like maybe his game had gone away.
I've been in a big slump. My ankle's just been really bad, and I just gotta thank God for just getting me out of that slump and just for letting me go out there and play. And I tried to be aggressive today. Coach, told me to be aggressive, and it worked out.
Is Peyton Siva that we know back?
I don't know. He never left. It's just been a bad slump.
It's good to see Peyton Siva smile and laugh. We haven't seen that in a while. And they'd gone through that rough stretch, and I think they're still going to have more rough stretches in the season. But to see him smiling on the court, laughing on the court, hitting shots, I mean, it's a completely different player. And this is the Peyton Siva that I think we all thought we were going to see earlier in throughout the season.
The headlines in our Game Time storylines: Davis counter move, 5 good practices, a loss looms, and a beast. All that coming up right now on our Game Time storylines. Game Time storyline number 1, Anthony Davis. He's got to figure out how to move toward the ball in anticipation of the ball getting to him if he's going to start scoring again.
I showed him the tape where before he catches the ball, he's got to be ready to play. Not after the ball is swung and the guy's into his body and now he tries to play. And he's got to play defensively the same way. As the ball is moving, he's in position before that wing catches the ball. He saw on tape, as the ball was caught, he tried to move for position, he got sealed. So it's all playing before you catch it and before that ball gets to the wing defensively. But he'll learn. I mean, let me just tell you, I've never seen him miss dunks or one-footers. This is the first game. And this action was okay. That's a good defensive move. And he got to learn. If they're not going to call it, then you've got to be able to negate it.
Yeah, I love that part.
Where did he go?
He got boxed out all the way out of the frame. Actually, I asked John that Monday, the press conference before the Georgia game, he made the fact that Alabama had a body on Anthony Davis the entire game. I said, well, what's the counter move? Counter move is you can't wait that long. You can't let them get position on you. You've got to anticipate what's coming and go be in position to catch it or be stronger. And that's part of he's so thin that he was getting a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks just on athleticism. Now teams are going to start bodying up. He's got to take the lead on that and make sure he's already in position. Didn't work so well at Georgia. He had 2 shots. Only 2 shots, made one on, we saw that alley-oop or that great athletic move. He's got to develop more and more. They'll need more than 2 shots from him if they're going to go as far as they want.
A few days ago on the show, Rick Pitino was talking about that the Cards had a practice that lasted roughly 30 minutes. Well, one of the reasons they look so good against Nova is Rick says the Cards finally were able to have 5 good practices.
We've had 5 great practices. Practices leading up to the Pittsburgh game. It was the first time in a while where our guys were laughing, having a great time, totally focused. And it's the first time we've been able to practice 5 straight days the whole season. And we got a lot out of it. We improved a lot. We didn't have to worry about shuffling different guys. We could just work on the people that were there.
Here's the crazy thing about injuries. It's almost better for a team-wise to know that a guy's going to be out for the rest of the season. I mean, in terms of like Rakeem Buckles, Mike Mira, those guys, right now you've essentially got to formulate your team without them because they're not going to be part of the lineup. What Louisville was dealing with was guys going in and out of the lineup. Like, Peyton C would be there one game, and Kyle Keurig another game, and Rakeem Buckles was kind of healthy but not quite. And nobody was really all that healthy. So in terms of that, it's almost better that, I hate it for Rakeem Buckles, but it's almost better that he's out now for sure. There's no ambiguity about it because Rick Pitino went to Shane Bohannon and said, hey, Rakeem Buckles is gone. You've got to pick it up. And Bohannon has done it.
Kentucky fans have to hear Cal talking about the fact that this team may need a loss because they've learned a lot perhaps from these close wins. Only so much, though, they can learn until they finally lose again.
But I did tell them, the way this is going, we probably need a loss so that we'll come together and say we're not losing like this. In other words, getting manhandled. That's enough. because we're getting manhandled and winning close games, so they think it's okay. So my thing is, let's take one on the chin then. Now what you going to do? You going to say it's okay? I don't think they'll say it's okay. So that was my message last night. Hey, if this doesn't start changing, we need to take an L. So you guys will come together as a group and say that's enough. Stop. We're not doing this anymore.
Master of using the media. That wasn't even a question. That's how he ended his press conference. Oh, by the way, here's my statement. I'm using you to speak to my players. We may need a loss. He may be right. If they win the national championship from this point, that'll be a winning streak in excess of 20 games. That's hard to do at this level. It wouldn't hurt you to take a loss. And if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it now, because you need to get back up to that overall #1 seeding that you want. So you don't want to take losses late. That could damage that part of it. But he's right. His problem is he's got freshmen who are surviving and winning all these games. So maybe in their mind, they are tougher than Coach thinks we are. We're okay, when in fact he sees it and knows they're not okay. Maybe you do need to get punched in the mouth to realize you still got a ways to go.
Plenty of teams that could do that. A couple of games with Vandy, a couple of games with Florida. Still got, maybe Tennessee, I guess?
Mississippi State. Yeah, it's backloaded, so there's plenty of chances to stop.
Plenty of opportunities. Hey, Nova coach Jay Wright said something pretty interesting. He says that Shane Bohannon is actually the icon, the personification of this Louisville basketball team.
He's tough. I think I like his mental toughness. I just think he's a good all-around player that, again, it's kind of like their team, you know. They get a lot of guys that can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
It's either, like they say, a bucket or a foul. But, I mean, the only person that can stop Shane is Shane. You know, Shane he's a beast down low, and it's hard to stop him. I mean, he offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds like crazy.
I'm all for it. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do for anybody on the team.
You know, he's strong, he's physical, he's got a really good attitude, he works extremely hard in practice, and he's surprisingly athletic. I mean, you see a body that big, and he dunks with ease. I mean, he gets up so quickly. So if they can take on more of his personality, great, because I think every team could use a little bit more toughness, a little bit more hard work.
The closer he gets to the basket, the harder it is to score. We'll talk about that, and we'll tell you about the player from the Commonwealth who needs to get his teeth fixed. But as we head to the break, Howie's going to tell us about CardinalSports.com.
You got it. The best way to get all your football recruiting news over the next week, and 2 weeks really, because we're going to finish up with 2012, start right into 2013. Check out CardinalSports.com. We've got the free trial right there. It's going to be all football recruiting on this next Wednesday, and it's just going to be wall-to-wall coverage. I mean, all day long. We're tracking signees, who's signing with Louisville, who's signing with other teams, and you can watch all their videos on CardinalSports.com.
Allstate Ford, 7-time recipient of Ford Motor Company's President's Award for Customer Satisfaction, with 13 Ford certified service technicians and a best-in-class parts department. Business or personal, we are the truck experts. Allstate Ford, on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
I'm not going in there.
I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Daryl can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Gupton, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky.
Card fans, wouldn't you love to see Daryl in his Kentucky blue bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to SOKY.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and then enjoy watching Daryl getting his at the polar plunge.
I'm Teresa Bachman with the exciting new force in the midsize car market. The new Passat has arrived at Bachman Volkswagen. It's a new force in safety, premium features, and fuel economy, and it's exclusively for everyone at Bachman Volkswagen. The redesigned Passat is premium without a premium price. They're in stock at Bachman Volkswagen, your #1 Volkswagen dealer. The force is strong with this one.
Bachman makes a difference.
The 2012 Bluegrass Golf Tour Card featuring Chariot Run, Bardstown Country Club at Maywood, Rosewood Country Club, Indian Springs, Cave Valley Golf Resort, the Falls Golf Resort, the Bull, and Stonecrest Golf Course is available now. Get your golf tour card and play 8 great courses with cart for one low price. Call 502-964-2121 or go to shop21live.com to get yours now. You can play anytime, but you must get your golf tour card now. now.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
Have you driven a Ford lately? Well, stop by Allstate Ford and test drive a new Edge or Explorer. Or visit us online at allstatetrucks.com. Allstate Ford on the Watterson at Poplar Level Road.
What needs fixing on the Red and Blue Review? Brought to you by Doug Jones Home Improvements.
One of the things that needs fixing at Kentucky is Terrence Jones missing all those one-footers.
And that's all of us. Terrence is the same. Terrence has missed 25 one-footers with his left hand. Well, you got to make those. I don't care if you got hit, whacked, grabbed, punched, you got to make those. So, we're learning.
Son, you're 6'9", 250 pounds. Remember the big fuss I made earlier in the year about how he had transformed his body in the offseason, which he has. His shoulders are incredibly broad. And then he came out in that first exhibition. Everybody's talking National Player of the Year. So much confidence with him. It's all mental. He stunk it up in Indiana. Then he hurt his finger, and he's still trying to fight his way back. He had a couple of drives against Georgia where he got stuffed, ended up on the floor. He's got to learn to fight through that and get that basket to go in.
One of the things that needs fixing for the Cards is Shane Bohannon's teeth.
As you can see, my lip is busted. My teeth are loose. I got a chipped tooth. So, I mean, it's just all part of the game.
Only halfway through the season.
Yeah, halfway through the season. And, I mean, throughout my years, I mean, this is what I dreamed about. I never dreamed I was going to be on Louisville, but I knew I was going to play in the Big East.
Going to play in the Big East, and that's what it's all about. I mean, essentially, Big East refs apparently think anything that happens in that paint didn't happen. They don't even look in there because they'll let guys mug each other.
It surprises me. I was watching him on the court. It is amazing that kid is a freshman. He is physically very imposing.
Very imposing.
But he is going to need a dentist. We need to get out of here. Catch you next time right here on the Red and Blue Review.
The Red and Blue Review has been brought to you by PNC Bank, Allstate Ford Truck Sales, and the Muhammad Ali Center.
I am not going in there.
I'm not going in there either, and you can't make me. You can't make me.
Darrell can't make Howie take the polar plunge, but you can. Hi, I'm Gary Gupton, the president of Special Olympics Kentucky. UK fans, wouldn't you love to see Howie in his cardinal red colors bobbing up and down in this freezing cold water? Then go to SOKY.org, click the red and blue plunge button, make a tax-deductible gift to Special Olympics Kentucky, and enjoy watching Howie getting his